So are you an entrepreneur and you want to know what are the top 3 things that I really need to know in order to be successful in my business today? We're going to talk about those. Hi, beloveds. Welcome to Your Empowerment Place. And today we're talking to our entrepreneurs. You are an entrepreneur if you have a business of your own, if you're on your way to creating a business of your own, or if you've already got the desire in your heart to create a business of your own. So welcome in and let's get started. So today has been a big day for me. And what that means is, as an entrepreneur, as the CEO of my business, I have really stepped into more of where my business is evolving into. And it's something that as an entrepreneur, we have to be connected to, pay attention to, be aware of, and be moving through during the entirety of our time owning our businesses. Very seldom do businesses stagnate, right? Stay exactly the same as they are when you created them. They evolve and grow as you evolve and grow. And so today has been one of those days for me, and it felt really important for our class this week to be about the top 3 things that every entrepreneur must hear, must understand, must receive in order to be successful today and tomorrow and moving forward. And also be in that flow of the ever evolving present moment. And so what that means is we're evolving, we're growing, we're changing with our businesses. And as we're getting more expansive, our businesses are getting more expansive, we're becoming more abundant, more joyful, we work less, we have more fun, and we are really creating the life we desire, which is the point, right? So what are those top 3 things? Okay. If it wasn't in your heart to do, it would not be yours to do. And so what does that mean? If you have a desire of your heart, something that fills you with joy and enthusiasm and passion, and you think about it, and when you're sleeping, you dream about it, and when you talk to people, you talk about it, and when you're thinking about your future, this is the thing that comes up, okay? It could be about your big why, your big goal, your big intention for your business, or it could be something little about how you want to kind of shift where your business is going to, or this thing that you want to add to your offerings, or this course that you want to create, right? Here's the thing to understand. We tend to get in situations where we have ideas, but we don't do anything about them. And the important thing about this is, if it wasn't in your heart to do, it wouldn't be yours to do. So a better way to say it, and I'm going to erase here, a better way to say this is, if it is in your heart, okay, it is yours to do. Okay, so what does that mean? It means just what it says. If it wasn't in your heart to do, it would be in somebody else's heart to do. If it's in yours to do, that means it's yours to do. So it's your gift, it's your blessing, it's your responsibility, it's your authority, and you have available to you anything and everything that you're going to need to make it happen. And if it feels like, well, it's just a dream right now, I mean, I need to do this and I need to do that before, then you know your pathway to get there. So start doing this and that so that you can get there. Okay. So if it's in your heart to do it, then it's yours to do. So you have the responsibility and the obligation to do it. Do it. Take action. Now, another thing to understand here is don't do someone else's heart's desire. It's not yours. Okay? And this is important. So don't do someone else's. Okay? Oftentimes, when we're planning on being an entrepreneur, we ask other people, what should I do? What should I do? What am I really good at and what should I do? What would you pay me for? What, right? All of that is fine for information gathering, but then we need to take that and put it into our heart space and say, okay, does this feel aligned for me? Does this feel good? Does this give me passion? Am I enthusiastic about this? And if it's a no, then check it off, okay? If you see other people doing what you want to do, but there's aspects of it that you don't like, and you think, oh, well, you know, I've got to do all of it. No, you don't. It's your business. You can pick and choose the things that you want to do. So if there's a life and business coach out there, and you want to be a life and business coach, but in business, you don't really want to talk about getting new clients or making more money. What you want to talk about is filing systems or taxes or human resources, right? Do that. If that's the desire of your heart, if that's in your skill set, if it's in your knowledge base, if it's what you're delightful at, teach that. And you don't have to add the how to get clients and how to make more money part because it's not your gift. And don't let anybody else tell you you have to do that, okay? Because you don't. What's in your heart is yours to do, not what's in somebody else's heart. And also, you know, we have family members, we have belief systems, we have societal structures that tell us, oh, well, you can't do this. And that also is not true. If it's in your heart to do, it's yours to do. So do yours, not anybody else's. So for step 2, you have to every single day know this and understand this. You ready? You are enough. Because again, if you weren't, this dream, this idea, this business, this process, this training class, this whatever it is, it wouldn't be in your heart, it would be in someone else's, right? Because energy, information desires to flow, right? Wisdom desires to flow. Self-expression desires to flow. Creativity desires to flow, right? Love desires to flow. Compassion, all the things. And so if you're holding on to it because of any reason, it's not flowing. One of the biggest reasons that I find as a professional life and business coach for entrepreneurs is that somewhere they think they're not enough. Okay. Personally, it's not like, oh, I need to take a class. That's step 1, step 2, step 3, right? In order to be a coach, I need to take some courses, be educated, understand processes, understand how to do a proper filing system, how to have safety measures to handle clients' personal information, right? Okay, those are just skills, and you can get those, and you have to get those, right? So that you can build a profitable, meaningful, useful professional business. That doesn't mean you're not enough. It just means you're on the path, right? So go do those things. The I'm not enough generally comes in also with baggage like I'm not worthy, who am I to do this, things like that, right? And as an entrepreneur, most of the time, you're going to be the only one in your business. And if you're the one sitting around going, oh, well, who am I to do this? Who's going to be making money? It's not going to be you. So what happens to your business? Nothing. How does it become a business? By making money, by filing tax returns that have a profit on them, right? That's one of the things that makes it a business. Because if you have, as far as the IRS is concerned, if you have something that a business that consistently loses money, it's not considered a business, it's a hobby, and you don't get the tax write-offs. So at some point, you're going to have to step into making a profit. And one of the things you absolutely must understand is that you're enough. If you were not enough, if you were not the one who God, the universe, the angels, your guides, goddess, whoever, source, if you were not the one that they believed could do this, wouldn't be in your heart. If it wasn't a desire of your heart, then you wouldn't have it. If it wasn't something that your soul desired for you to accomplish while you're here on the planet, it wouldn't be in your heart. Okay? And I want to differentiate here. There's a difference between your head and your heart. Okay? So if you've taken any of my other classes, especially the Heart Space of Neutrality class, then you understand where your heart space is, where to go in, how to find your discernment, and so forth. And if you haven't done that, I'll put a link in the comments or you can check it out above. But understand that you have to believe that you're enough, that you got this. Even if you got to take another class, so what? We're always taking classes. We're always doing continuing education. We're always learning and growing and being better. That's what being an entrepreneur is. So you are enough. And the way that you can validate to your saboteur that you're enough is because you have the desire of your heart. If you didn't have the desire of your heart, you weren't ready for it yet. But because it's a desire, you're ready to put it into action. Now for number 2, if you understand that you are enough, you then have the ability to create opportunities for yourself to gather the resources that you need to do what it is that you want to do. That's the desire of your heart, right? So if you know that you're enough, I'm enough. This is a desire of my heart. It's in my heart. If it wasn't mine to do, it wouldn't be here. And because it's here, it means it's mine to do. And if it's mine to do, then that means I have all of the resources available to me to do it, period. Okay? So you have available to you, I'm going to talk about that in a minute, available to you all the resources, got ahead of myself, you need to make it happen. Okay? And so if you can make peace with this, if you can really come into understanding that this is true, then no matter what comes up for you, you're gonna have the resources. You may not know where they're gonna come from, but if you can stand on the knowledge and the truth, capital T, divine truth, that this is a desire of my heart, it's aligned for me, I'm enough, and I have available to me all the resources I need to make this happen. So if something is missing, then all we're doing is seeing where it's available. Where is it available, right? Sometimes it is in hiring someone, okay? If you hate accounting and bookkeeping, maybe you need to hire that out. If you don't understand marketing, you may need to hire that out. If you want more time with your family, but you spend a lot of time working and cleaning house, then maybe you get a housekeeper, right? You hire that out. What if the resource that you need is money, right? So then you're going to sit down and you're going to say, okay, what are the ideas that are aligned for me that will create this income stream? That's going to be aligned for me. It's going to be aligned for my business. That's going to get results for my client. And that's going to be in the highest vibrational integrity available. And so get your ideas. Test them. Try them out. Do beta classes. There is never, in the law of attraction, okay, back up, in the law of attraction, which is a universal law that is true, there is never an absence of anything, okay? The law of attraction is always attracting, just like karma. You make a choice, you get a result. You make a choice, you get a result, okay? It's always attracting. It's just, what is it that you're attracting? You're attracting what you resonate with. Well, what am I resonating with? I'm resonating with all that I need is available to me. So therefore, all the resources are going to come to me because they're available to me. It doesn't say I might maybe possibly be able to get them someday. It says they're available to me. And so you have to drop into that understanding that if it's in your heart to do, then it's yours to do. And you are enough for it. Otherwise, it wouldn't be in your heart to do. And because you are enough for it, then you have available to you all the resources you need to make it happen. Start where you are. It's as simple as that. Start where you are. Because where you are is exactly where you need to be enough, to know what other steps that you need to take, classes you need to take or whatever. Register for them, take them, do the homework, learn, and then accomplish this desire of your heart. Start where you are. Don't wait and think, well, one day, because one day never magically appears. Okay, one day is unicorns and dragons and fairies and all of those things that we love and appreciate, but that don't actually show up at the dinner table for us. Okay, they're wonderful, delightful. They're not paying rent. They're not covering the cost of being an entrepreneur, right? So we have to understand that magical thinking is not something that plays a part as a business tool for entrepreneurs. It can be great for inspiration. It can be great for 5-year goals and 10-year goals, but then you got to come back to this. And here's the thing. This seems really simple and it doesn't seem like, well, these aren't business steps. They are. Because if you don't know these, if you don't believe these, if you don't receive these, if you don't have these in your physical body, in your emotions, in your thoughts, you can't attract being a successful business owner. Can't be done. Because if you don't start where you are, you're never going to get anywhere. So if you need to take a class, you are enough where you are right now to sign up for that class. And if you think, oh, no, I got to do something before, if you really do, then take that class. Or if this is just an excuse, oh, no, I'm not ready, I've got to do something else first. If it's an excuse, then get rid of that excuse. Say, no, I'm not the person that gives excuses anymore. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a business owner. Entrepreneurs do not make excuses. They make money. They make a change in the world. They do things on purpose to make the world, their families, and themselves better. And so understanding that you have to start, that means taking action. Okay, here's another thing that's really important to understand about this is you have to actually do something. Okay, starting where you are is not meditating. Meditation is a wonderful practice, but it is not action. Okay, action means picking up the phone and calling someone if you need help registering for a class. It is picking up the phone and calling the doctor and getting seen if you're feeling bad or something needs to be addressed, right? It is picking up the phone and calling the IRS and asking for clarification on your EIN, employer identification number, so that you can get your bank account for your business. It's picking up the phone and saying, hey, I need help. Does anybody know of a good VA that can help me? Is there getting online, going into your Facebook groups, going into your social medias, going into the places where you hang out with other entrepreneurs and asking them for help? Hey, this is where I'm at. Anybody know what I can do for my next step? I need a VA. Anybody got one? I don't understand my filing system. Anybody know how to do this easier? And so another important aspect about this is also take the path of least resistance. Okay? Path of least resistance. And I'm going to put 3 exclamation points. Because we can make things hard. We can make things hard for ourselves on purpose because we think it's got to be hard. Being an entrepreneur does not have to be hard. It doesn't. It only means that you've got to do the work to create the result. And if you've done any work with me, you know that that's the law of action, the universal law of action. It's also part of the law of attraction. Whatever you put out, you get back. So if you're putting out non-action, you're getting non-action responses. So if you're putting out offers that are aligned and congruent, and people in your client base are aligned and congruent to those offers, they're going to come in. And if they're not, you either need to change your offer, change yourself, or change your clients. It's that simple. And breaking it down that simple, don't always go to, I'm not enough. This is about me. This is a judgment about me and they don't like me. Or I need more education. Now, I know I spent the first part talking about I need to take a class because there are a lot of beginning entrepreneurs in my community, and that's okay. Sometimes you do need to take a class, but it's not a never-ending class, never do, right? You have to actually do something to make money in order to be an entrepreneur, okay? Otherwise, you're just got a hobby. And so the path of least resistance is going to be the least resistant in your mind, right? In your belief systems, in your patterns of behavior, in your emotions. So if you're struggling with I'm not enough, or is it really mine to do? That's not the path of least resistance. So that's why I put them in this order. Start where you are. And we want to take the path of least resistance, right? So we're not going to push things away. We're not going to try too hard. We're not going to get stuck in our patterns of thoughts and emotions. We're going to actually say, brace yourself, how can this be easy? How can this be easy? How can this be easier? How can I get out of my own way? Because really, that's the biggest problem that we have, is we get in our own way. We get in our own head, we get in our own beliefs, we get into the programs that we bought into by our families or societies or cultures or religions or whatever that tell us that we can't, right? And we really have to know, how can we get out of our own way? How can we stop self-sabotaging? How can we make this easier instead of harder? Because there's always a way, especially since we have all the resources available to us to get this done. So if it's ours to do, and we are enough, and we have all the available resources we need to get it done, and we're going to start exactly where we are and begin to move forward from where we are. And we're going to take the path of least resistance as we're continuing to move forward, and we're getting out of our own way. And we are really working to make this easy. Then what else is there to do? How is it not going to be successful? It has to be successful. It has to, because we're aligned, we're doing our passion, we're doing our heart's desire. We know that we're enough, and if we're not, we're getting the education and knowledge and wisdom and support that we need, that's available to us to get. And we're doing the path of least resistance. We're getting it done. We're starting where we are, and we're moving forward, and we're doing, and we're doing. And as we're doing, we find, oh, I like this way a little bit better. So we make a little change, and we start doing it that way. And then we go, oh, wait a minute, I like this one a little bit better. So we start doing that one. That's how our businesses evolve. That's how entrepreneurs become CEOs and business owners. You need to address this one first and understand, if it's in your heart, it's yours. Go do it. It's your inspiration, it's your desire, it's your passion, it's yours, your responsibility. Go do it. And you are enough. If you weren't enough, you wouldn't have it. It would wait until you're enough. And because you have it, it validates that you're enough. And then start where you are and take the path of least resistance, because it doesn't have to be hard anymore. It really doesn't. If you're someone like me who in the past has always needed things to be hard, that time's over. We're moving into 5D, unity consciousness, Christ consciousness, and that is entirely about ease and flow. Doesn't mean non-action. It means ease and flow. Let your creativity flow. Let your divine love flow. Let your compassion flow. Let your divine inspiration flow, right? Whatever it is, but it flows through action. Do something. Pick up the phone and call somebody. Put out a newsletter. Make a video. Do a podcast. Hop on and do a Facebook Live. Write a introduction to your book. Get up and practice the dance you want to teach other people. Bake the cookies you want to write the recipe for. Cut the grass in the yard that you want to teach people how to garden in. Take action and start where you are. And anytime you get into a place of, I can't, ask yourself, is there a block here? Like, can I really not? Is there a stop sign? Or is that just something I'm telling myself or something I feel because I think I'm not enough? 90% of the time, it's going to be the last one. It's your own made up, bought into thoughts, emotions, beliefs, patterns, self-sabotages. And if you need help working on those, I specialize in it. But if you can't get connected with these three as an entrepreneur, nothing else that you do in your business is going to be successful. It's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be painful. It's going to be pull your hair out and stressful. It's not going to be happy. You know, you see all the millionaires, they got millions of dollars, but they're still miserable. It's because probably they haven't done one of these three things. And most of the time it's this one. So I hope that this has been useful for you today. It's a little different way of looking at what tools, information, ideas that entrepreneurs need to be successful, but they're important. You cannot be successful without them. So please like, comment, and share as the reciprocity for this to complete the energetic circuit. And if you don't know what that is, you can check out my YouTube page at Your Empowered Purpose with Tamala. And I did a channeling on that with Mary Magdalene. She talked about the difference between service and sacrifice. And then also I did a video a few months ago about fair energy exchanges. So both of those will explain the completing the circuit. So check those out. You don't want any of this information to die, so that means you want to reciprocate. So for this particular situation, that reciprocity would be to like and comment and share. And if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe or follow. Remember, you are an empowered person. You can be and do and have anything that you desire to be and do and have. I promise you.